The Denver Broncos have officially started securing their future, and it all begins with the man carrying the most famous title in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant. Red Murdoch has put pen to paper on his rookie deal, signaling a new chapter for this defense. As an insider following every move at Broncos Park, I can tell you the energy around this specific signing is different. Before we dive into why this linebacker is a steal, make sure you subscribe and join our passionate Broncos community for daily updates. Red Murdoch has officially signed a 4-year rookie contract worth approximately $4.5 million, which includes a signing bonus of $122,000. This move is significant because it marks the first signing of the 2026 draft class for our Denver Broncos. General Manager George Paton and head coach Sean Payton were clearly calculated when they used the 257th overall pick on this standout from the University at Buffalo. While he carries the Mr. Irrelevant label, his collegiate resume suggests he is anything but a long shot. He arrives in the Mile High City with an incredible FBS record of 17 career forced fumbles, a stat that should make every Broncos fan sit up and take notice. During his time with the Buffalo Bulls, he was a tackling machine, racking up nearly 300 tackles in just his final 2 seasons. Sean Payton mentioned that the draft room was buzzing during those final minutes because several other teams were actually trying to trade up just to snag him. This shows that while he was the last pick, his value was perceived much higher across the league. He now enters a linebacker room that is already quite crowded. He will be competing alongside veterans like Alex Singleton and Justin Sternad, but the real battle will be against fellow young players. This includes Level Bailey, Kareen Ride, and even the priority free agent Torian York. We also have to keep an eye on Jonah Ellis, who is making a transition to the inside linebacker spot. The Broncos still have several other rookies to sign, including Tyler Onyedem, Jonah Coleman, and Cage Casey, but getting this linebacker under contract first sets the tone for the entire offseason program. It is a standard slotted deal, meaning the money is mostly set by the league's rules, but the commitment is very real. Having him officially in the building allows the coaching staff to start integrating his relentless motor and high football IQ into the defensive scheme immediately. This is the first piece of the puzzle falling into place as the team looks to build a more physical and opportunistic defense for the upcoming season. This young linebacker brings a level of collegiate production that you rarely see from a 7th-round pick. When you look at those 17 forced fumbles, it tells you everything you need to know about his playstyle and his nose for the football. He is not just a guy who waits for the play to come to him. He is an aggressor who hunts the ball. At 6'1" and 232 pounds, the prospect has the ideal frame to navigate through the chaos of the middle of the field. George Paton described him as instinctive and relentless, 2 traits that are absolutely essential for surviving in the AFC West. Think about the history of the Denver Broncos and the legendary linebackers who have worn the orange and blue. This team has always thrived when it had a hard-hitting, blue-collar player in the middle of the defense. While he might be starting at the bottom of the depth chart, his experience as a 2-time All-MAC selection and a second-team All-American suggests he can handle the jump to the professional level. His primary path to making the roster will likely start on special teams. The coaching staff loves his makeup and his motor, which are the exact qualities needed to excel on kickoff and punt coverage units. In those units, his ability to diagnose plays quickly and finish tackles with authority will be his calling card. The transition from the University at Buffalo to the NFL is a massive leap, but this defender has already proven he can exceed expectations. Many scouts actually had him projected much higher than the 7th round, noting his disruptive playmaking against the run. If he can translate that collegiate success to the practice fields at Broncos Park, he could quickly become a fan favorite. The linebacker group is currently undergoing a bit of a transformation, and having a hungry, productive rookie pushing the veterans is exactly what Sean Payton wants to see. It creates a culture of competition where no spot is guaranteed. This relentless motor we keep hearing about will be tested during the grueling days of training camp. But early indications suggest he is ready for the challenge. Success in the NFL often comes down to finding value in the late rounds of the draft. And this signing is a perfect example of trying to find a diamond in the rough. If this linebacker can even become a reliable backup or a special teams ace, it provides a massive boost to the team's depth without costing a fortune. We have seen teams struggle late in the season because they did not have enough quality players to fill in when injuries hit. Having a guy who was a tackling machine in college means the Broncos are adding a player who knows how to do the most fundamental part of the game. This matters because it puts pressure on the veterans to stay sharp. When Alex Singleton or Justin Sternad look over their shoulders, they see a young, hungry kid who has a knack for forcing turnovers. That kind of environment makes everyone better. For the fans, this is about hope and the possibility of a Mr. Irrelevant making a huge impact, much like we have seen with other teams in recent years. It gives the defense a cheap, productive option for the next 4 years, which is crucial for managing the salary cap. Every dollar saved on a late-round pick is a dollar that can be spent on keeping other star players in Denver. Furthermore, having a player who specializes in forcing fumbles can change the outcome of a game in a single heartbeat. Turnovers are the most important stat in football, and adding a player who holds records for stripping the ball is a very smart move. It shows that George Patton is looking for specific skills rather than just picking names off a list. This signing also helps solidify the culture of the locker room. They want guys who are overlooked and have a chip on their shoulder. That underdog mentality often spreads through the whole unit, making the entire defense play with more aggression. If he proves he belongs, the Broncos have secured a potential 4-year contributor for a very low price. That is how you build a winning roster in the modern NFL, by hitting on these late-round picks and letting them grow within your system. The road ahead for this rookie is paved with both incredible opportunity and intense pressure. In the best-case scenario, this young defender arrives at training camp and immediately proves that the scouts were wrong to let him slide to the final pick. He could dominate on special teams during the preseason, making highlight reel tackles and showing that same nose for the football that made him a star at Buffalo. If he does that, he will earn a spot on the final 53-man roster and eventually work his way into the defensive rotation. Imagine a situation where he comes in during a crucial third down and punches the ball loose from a rival running back, sealing a victory at Empower Field at Mile High. That is the dream every Broncos fan has for a player like this. It would turn him into an overnight sensation and a symbol of the team's scouting prowess. However, there is a much tougher path he has to walk. The worst-case scenario is that the jump from the MAC to the NFL is simply too great. The speed of the professional game is unlike anything he faced in college. If he struggles to diagnose the complex offenses in our division, he could find himself buried on the practice squad or even released before the season starts. The competition is fierce, and guys like Lavelle Bailey and Kareem Reed are not going to give up their spots easily. If he fails to make an impact on special teams early on, his chances of staying in Denver will dwindle rapidly. This creates a high-stakes environment where every single practice rep matters. The margin for error for a 7th-round pick is razor-thin. One missed assignment or one bad game in the preseason could be the difference between a career in the NFL and being out of the league. The pressure is immense, especially with the Mr. Irrelevant title following him everywhere he goes. Everyone will be watching to see if he can live up to the hype, or if he will just be another name in the history books. It is a classic story of an underdog fighting for his life in the most competitive league in the world. At the end of the day, the signing of Red Murdoch represents the start of a very important period for the Denver Broncos. Getting these rookies under contract is the first step toward building the roster that will hopefully take us back to the playoffs. This linebacker has the stats and the motor to be a real contributor, but he has to prove it on the field against the best athletes in the world. It is a gamble, but it is the kind of smart, high-upside gamble that winning teams make. Be honest with me, do you think a 7th-round pick can actually come in and earn a starting role on this defense? Or is the Mr. Irrelevant title just too much of a hurdle to overcome? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters to this community. While you are there, please hit that like button if you are excited for the new season, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a beat of Broncos news. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you are the first to know when the next rookie signs. Let's get ready for an incredible season of Broncos football together.